AI is an amazing tool for helping speed up and improve your travel planning. But it'll also send you to restaurants that don't exist, hotels in sketchy neighborhoods, and generate itineraries so packed you'll be exhausted day one. But AI isn't the problem. It's how you use it. So in this video, I'm gonna point out exactly what not to do when using AI to plan travel, and 5 cool ways you can use it to make taking better trips easy. Starting with what not to do. A 2025 study found that 90% of AI-generated itineraries have at least one factual error, and a quarter of them recommend attractions that are permanently closed. Real examples. There was a couple in Malaysia who drove 400 kilometers to visit this cable car called the Kuak Skyride. They saw it in a viral video, it looked amazing, so they drove all the way there, and sure enough, it didn't exist. There were tourists in Tenerife who showed up looking for this haunted Hermitage. When they asked locals about it, nobody had any idea what they were talking about. Here's another one. Early versions of ChatGPT used to describe this ancient Spanish village called Puente Palo. It had all these beautiful details, cobbled lanes, shepherds living up in the mountains, the whole thing. Local experts came out and said, yeah, that's just a picnic area in the forest. Unsurprisingly, these aren't rare cases. The number one way AI can totally screw up your trip is when you treat it like a search engine and then just take whatever it spits out at face value. This won't just waste your time and money. In some cases, it can be dangerous. Vanilla, ChatGPT, Claude, and other AI tools without web search or other featured enabled don't know if a restaurant closed last month or if a landmark even exists. So, always enable web search for anything time sensitive. ChatGPT has it, Gemini has it, turn it on. And before booking anything, be sure to cross-check official sites. Look at recent reviews, like from the last 30 days, and just fact-check what you're getting. There's nothing fancy about this. This is just basic media literacy and having a healthy dose of skepticism. One more principle to understand: context is king. Using negative constraints, telling your AI of choice what you don't want, is very powerful. Instead of just asking for, what should my family and I do in Vienna? Say something like, find me family-friendly things to do in Vienna that are not commonly visited by tourists and don't appear on TripAdvisor's top 10 lists. And in whatever prompt you're writing, tell the AI to ask you questions first. Try adding, what do you need to know about me before you answer? This will get you way more specific recommendations. If you're clear about what you like and don't like, these tools are incredible at helping you find things similar to what you know you're interested in. For example, I've learned I don't enjoy staying in a crowded, noisy, expensive, touristy city. I'd much rather stay a short few minutes away in a quieter area and go into the city or a major hotspot when needed. Last year, I went to Amsterdam and realized I much preferred staying in nearby Haarlem, which is only about 20 minutes away. It's way quieter, but it's still close. So you could tell your AI that and then ask it to suggest similar nearby stays for some of the other most crowded, popular tourist cities throughout Europe. And it's gonna come back with second city alternatives that make total sense. The more specific context you give it about what's worked for you before, the better these recommendations get. If you wanna get really nerdy, you could train a custom AI. Gemini calls these gems, ChatGPT calls these custom GPTs, and they're gonna already know your preferences every time you go into trip planning mode so that you don't have to re-explain yourself. It's not terribly hard to do, but if that seems like too much, you could also create a PDF one sheet of your travel preferences with things like, we prefer walkable second cities with good food scenes. We have a toddler. Our favorite place we've ever been are X, and here's why. Stuff like that. And then you could just upload that every time you start a planning process. Here's how to make AI your ultimate planning partner: deep research. Normal AI gives you a reasonably quick answer. Deep research is like handing your question to a research assistant who actually goes away, digs through dozens of sources, and comes back with a full-blown report with citations. It takes a few minutes, but it's amazing for travel planning. So for example, last year, my family and I spent about 4 weeks traveling Spain's Iberian Peninsula. We started with 2 weeks in Valencia, where I was more or less working remotely, and then we sped up the travel in the last 2 or so weeks as we switched more into sightseeing mode. We wanted to do something similar this year that captured the same vibe while hitting some new places that we hadn't visited yet. So here's the prompt that I used in Gemini Deep Research. My family and I want to take a trip in March for 3 to 4 weeks. My goal would be to find one home base that we could park in for 10 days to 2 weeks, and then speed up the travel a little bit to check out more destinations. I then give it the example of last year's trip. So this year, I'd like to do something similar elsewhere in Europe. I want to see at least one new country, if not 2 more. We love cities like Valencia, like Ghent, like Bologna, that are, second cities, if you will. See how conversational this is? This actually started as a voice memo. They still have a lot of the amazing charm about the country, but they aren't the biggest tourist hotspot. Places real people live. Give me similar trip ideas, but for countries we haven't been to yet. I then gave it a list of every country that we've been to so it knew what was new for us. And it came back with a full research report pitching reasonably well fleshed out trip ideas like a travel agent would. Italy, Malta, Estonia, Sweden, Bulgaria, Turkey. And one thing I like about Gemini's deep research versus ChatGPT's research is you can export everything to Google Docs, share it with your travel partner, and every claim has a cited source link. It makes it way easier to verify and collaborate. Now, no matter where you're going, I always recommend travelers have a good VPN. A VPN, or virtual private network, encrypts your connection and lets you change your online location so it looks like you're browsing from somewhere else. My VPN of choice is Surfshark, and yes, I asked them to sponsor today's video, but I have personally been using it for years before they were ever a sponsor. So why would changing your online location matter? Well, if your bank ever flags foreign logins, you can make it look like you're still at home. If you want to keep watching your favorite shows while traveling, you can change your location and keep streaming them. And since many booking sites change prices based on where you're booking from, Surfshark can sometimes save you money on flights, trains, or hotels by simply switching your location. Surfshark is great because you can use it on unlimited devices. My wife and I have it on all our phones, all our laptops, all under one account. Plus, there's also security features like antivirus and data breach alerts. If you're ready to get started with Surfshark, head over to surfshark.com/awaytogether to get 4 extra months free on a 2-year plan. Big thanks to Surfshark for sponsoring today's video. All right, you've figured out where you're going. Now comes the kind of annoying part, actually booking stuff. International travel throws you into unfamiliar systems with rules that aren't always obvious, sometimes in languages you don't speak. So when you're booking things abroad, it's legitimate to be confused about things like when tickets release. Is this the official site or is it a reseller? Is this skip the line tour legit? 2 really cool things you can do here, and it's gonna save you some time and some heartache in the research process. First is GPT's agent mode. Let's say you're trying to find timed entry tickets for the Last Supper. Instead of you researching where to book, clicking through 5 different websites, you just tell it, help me figure out how to get timed entry tickets for the Last Supper. I'm going in early March. And then it goes and navigates that system for you. It pokes around official sites, figures out when tickets drop, and walks you through the booking process. It's gonna stop before you pay for anything, so you review the dates, the refund policy, you finish the transaction yourself. I also really like this when official tickets are sold out. You could say, I want to visit the Van Gogh Museum on May 15th. Official tickets are gone, but help me research whether I could get in through a group tour or a local guide. It's going to dig up options that you probably wouldn't have found on your own. Now, some attractions release tickets on specific dates, and if you miss that window, you're out of luck. So a cool way to navigate this is a feature like GPT's scheduled tasks. You can tell it, check the Uffizi Gallery website every Monday morning and message me when March tickets become available. It monitors the page and then it's gonna ping you when something changes. You don't have to remember to check, it just tells you when it's time to act. Hey, if any of this video has been helpful to you, please hit that subscribe button because there is way more where this came from. All right, so you've got your destinations picked and your major tickets booked. Now let's talk about smoothing everything out so the trip actually flows well. First, we're gonna stress test your itinerary because sometimes AI builds plans that look great on paper, but kind of suck in real life. AI doesn't know that you're gonna be exhausted by 3 p.m. It doesn't think about your train getting delayed. It's gonna tell you 90-minute train ride without accounting for getting to the station, waiting on the platform, and then finding your Airbnb on the other end. Best case scenario, plans with 0 margin. When my wife and I went to Switzerland last October, I had no idea going in how long it would actually take to get from the Zurich airport to our hotel in Wengen. I had never navigated Swiss trains before, so I told GPT to give me a play-by-play of when to catch each connection, how long between platforms, an estimated arrival I could give our hotel. And it was spot on. Turns out Swiss trains are incredible, but I didn't know that going in. Another one, feed it your itinerary and tell it to cluster activities by neighborhood so you're not zigzagging across the city. Tell it to build in downtime because it's not gonna do that on its own. Last thing, you can use it as a backup plan generator. I'll ask GPT or AI of choice to critique my itinerary with worst case scenarios. Train strike, bad weather, main attraction sold out. What's plan B? What's nearby? What's the indoor option in the same neighborhood? 20 minutes of this before your trip can save you from standing on a train platform trying to figure out alternatives on the fly. Okay, so AI can save you a ton of time on the planning and logistics. But studies have shown we get just as much, if not more joy from the anticipation of a trip than the trip itself. So even though AI can do a lot of the legwork for you, don't skimp on the immersion part of trip planning. Getting excited about where you're going, learning about the history, the culture, the food, that's not wasted time. That's part of the experience. And AI can take this part to a whole other level with tools like Notebook LM. So by the time I'm ready to go, I've usually saved a bunch of stuff. Blog posts, Reddit threads, articles, YouTube videos, my own notes from previous trips. And with Notebook LM, you can upload all of that stuff to ask questions specifically about your trip. You could throw in your day-by-day itinerary and each morning of your trip, tell it to give you a skimmable summary of interesting facts that will make your day come alive. One of my favorite things to do is to tell it to generate an audio summary. And then Notebook LM literally makes a podcast that you can listen to about your trip. Now, fair warning, it is gonna sound like two AI hosts talking. It's a little bit corny, but I've found hallucination risk is basically zero because it's only pulling from your sources. And honestly, listening to a 15-minute podcast about your trip while you're packing or on the plane can still get you excited in a way that skimming an article might not. So that's how I use AI to plan trips without getting burned. But if you want a full-blown guide of all of my best travel tips to save money, pack better, and avoid travel stress, check out this video. See you there.